Hello dear students, in this video I will explain the process of photosynthesis. So as we know that photosynthesis is a process of changing solar energy, we can say solar energy into chemical energy. So this chemical energy, it will be stored in the chemical bond. So which organisms carrying out photosynthesis process? We have plants and algae, because these two organisms, they contain chlorophyll, they contain chloroplast, that so they can absorb the sunlight energy and convert it to chemical energy. So plants and algae are very important organisms in the world. They are the only organism that they can absorb the sunlight energy, and we will use that energy, that solar energy, indirectly by eating the plants and algae, or we are eating the animals that they are eating the plants and algae. And for the photosynthesis process, we have a chemical equation in which plant absorbs H2O and also takes carbon dioxide. As a result, it will produce oxygen that we are using, and the animals are using oxygen for the cellular respiration process, plus C6H12O6, which it is glucose, or we can say sugar. Okay, so the energy, it will be stored in the chemical bond of this glucose molecule, and many glucose will be combined, they form starch, and finally we are eating this starch, okay, that contains energy. This energy, it comes from solar, okay. And so this is about the photosynthesis process. It's a process, as we said, that's carried out by plant. So let us have a plant. Let's say this is the root of the plant. Okay, it's made up of stem, leaf, and flower. Okay, this is the root of the plant, and its function is absorbing water, mineral, and also it has role in the anchorage of the plant. This is the stem that support the plant and transport the substances in the plant. This is the leaf, which it has a great role in the photosynthesis process, and this, let's say, it is a flower. Okay, all these are, they are organs. These are regarded as organs of leaf, of plants, sorry. So in plants we have two systems. We have root system, that it includes only root, and we have shoot system, that includes stem, leaf, and flower. Okay, each system is made up of organs, such as root system, it's made up of only root, while the shoot system, as we can see, the shoot system is made up of flower, leaf, and stem organs. And we know that systems are made up of organs, and these organs, each organ is made up of different tissues. Okay, let us talk about the leaf, because it's about the we are talking about the photosynthesis process, in which it's a process in which it's carried by the leaf. Okay, so leaf is made up of different tissues, like we have protective tissue, protective tissue. Also we have photosynthetic tissues. Okay, and for example we have conductive tissue. Each tissue is made up of different cells. Okay, so basically we have a plant cell. Let us talk about the photosynthetic tissue. Photosynthetic tissue is made up of plant cells. Okay, this is a plant cell, and we know that in plant cell, this is the cell membrane. Also we have cell wall. This is the cell wall of plant, in which it's made up of cellulose. Okay, this is the cell wall. Inside the plant we have an organelle, which it is responsible for the photosynthesis process, and we don't have that organelle in animal cells. This organelle is chloroplast. This is the chloroplast. It is a double membrane organelle. Okay, it is a double membrane organelle. Let me write. This is the chloroplast. It is the only organelle that's found in plants and in algae, or we can say it's found in the organisms that they do the photosynthesis process. The chloroplast, it's made up of two parts. It's made up of membranous structures. Okay, this is the membranous structure. Each membrane, we called it thylakoid. Okay, all the membranes together, or all the thylakoids, we called it granum. Inside a chloroplast we have many of these granum. Okay, so all of these, okay, this one, and all of these, we called it grana. It is the plural of granum. Okay, and each granum is made up of many thylakoid membrane. This is one thylakoid membrane. This is the second, third, fourth. All of it we called it granum, as I mentioned. Each thylakoid membrane, this is one thylakoid membrane. Each one, it contains a molecule. We called it chlorophyll. Let's say this is the chlorophyll. Okay, so the chlorophyll is a molecule, or is a substance that's found in chloroplast, in the thylakoid membrane, and finally in the granum, we can say. Chlorophyll, so its function is absorbs sunlight and gives green color to plant. Okay, chlorophyll is a green colored substance. It absorbs all of the colors of the sunlight except green color, so it reflects the green color of the sunlight. That's why we can see the leaves or the plants in green color, because it will be reflected by that color. All of the colors, all the other colors of the sunlight, it will be absorbed by the chlorophyll molecule. So this is about the chloroplast, the first part, okay, which it is grana. as I mentioned. And I told you grana is made up of granum, okay? The plural of the granum. Each granum is made up of many thylakoid membrane, but each one it contains chlorophyll. The second part of the chloroplast we called it stroma. Stroma is a liquid, okay? Is a liquid inside the chloroplast, the liquid part, okay? The liquid part, the liquid portion of the chloroplast we called it stroma. So chloroplast is made up of grana and stroma, okay, which are the two main parts in which the process of photosynthesis takes place inside it. So now let us move to the next slide and let us know what are these two reactions of the photosynthesis. So we said that we have a chloroplast, okay, it's a double membrane organelle. It's made up of many membranes. Each one we called it thylakoid. I will write by th, okay. All of the thylakoids we called it granum, and we have many granum, okay. So this the first, this is the second, and maybe we have the third, and many granum we called it, to both of them we called it grana, plural of granum, okay. The second part of it, of the chloroplast, is the liquid part that's found everywhere in the chloroplast. We called it stroma, okay. And inside the thylakoid we said that contains chlorophyll, okay. I will write CH. Photosynthesis process is made up of two parts. The first one we called it light dependent reaction. The second part of the photosynthesis process we called it light independent reaction, okay. The process of photosynthesis made up of two reactions, or divided into two parts: light dependent reaction and light independent reaction. From its name, light dependent means depends on light, okay. It takes place in the presence of light, depends on light, okay. It takes place in the granum, we can say granum, or we can say it takes place inside the thylakoid, smaller part of granum. Mainly the main component, it takes place inside the chlorophyll, okay. It's the molecule that it absorbs the sunlight. As I mentioned, the function of the chlorophyll is absorbing sunlight, okay. So it takes place in chlorophyll, thylakoid, granum. All they are related to one part, okay. The second part, or the light independent reaction, it means it doesn't depend on light, okay. So it doesn't need light, so we don't have chlorophyll. It takes place inside the stroma, in this part, okay. Inside the stroma. Light independent reaction, it has another name, okay. We can say, or we called it Calvin cycle. Okay. So in the previous slides I showed you the process of photosynthesis. We said that H2O and CO2 will be used in this process as a reactant, reactant. Oxygen and glucose, they are regarded as product. Each of these processes are taking place in one part of the chloroplast or in one part of the photosynthesis process. Let us know this. In the light dependent reaction, H2O becomes oxygen. Okay, so from light dependent reaction, oxygen will be produced and H2O will be used. In light independent reaction or in Calvin cycle, CO2 will be used and C6H12O6. It means glucose will be produced. So these are the main principles of the photosynthesis process. I hope it's clear, and these are the most important points that's happening, and in a brief way I explained it. And now let us solve the questions that are related into the photosynthesis process that we have in SAT. We will explain it in the next video. Thank you for your attention.